Welcome to Katimerayoga. Today this free yoga online class will be touching on one of the classic sitting yoga posture known as butterfly pose. Before you come to this part of the video, you should have already gone through a long list of the benefit on these butterfly postures. So you can see how much benefit you are actually gaining from this simple and easy yoga pose. Okay, so for today, we're going to touch on these beautiful, easy yoga postures. This butterfly postures is suitable for anyone, including elderly people. So depend how you want to go into the postures. There are actually two ways to go into the postures. You can either take it as a meditative pose, a relaxing postures, or you can actually go more in depth into the posture to get a full stretch from the pose. So today we're going to touch on these two methods. For the meditative pose, you just simply come to this butterfly pose and just sit there with the spine resting up straight. Okay, so some people might have problem with the hips. Okay, you might feel tension, tightness at the hips region and have problem bringing your knee down close towards the ground. Because you want to do it as a relaxing posture, a meditative pose, you may need to sit at this posture for quite some time. So you might feel strained, uncomfortable sitting at these postures here. Okay, there are a few ways to solve this problem. For those who have a stiff hip region, if you feel tensions, uncomfortable sitting this way, if you have a yoga block or you have something cushion, you can actually sit on it to help to lift up your hips. By lifting up your hips region, you will not feel too much tension, tightness at the hip region, and you will find that it's easy to come to this butterfly pose here. And just stay here and just relax here. Okay, some people maybe even after sitting, but still feel some tensions on the hips region, the inner thighs especially. If you have another two more block, you can actually put it underneath your knee here, to support. So with the support here, you will not feel too much uncomfortable over here. Same thing for those who have no problem sitting on the floor. If you want to, you can also put the yoga block or some cushion thing under your knee and just sit down here comfortably at this beautiful butterfly pose. So this is one of the easy way. It belongs to the meditative pose or relaxing pose. This is one of the way you can do butterfly pose. Therefore, this version is suitable for elderly people also. As I mentioned, if you have problems sitting with the spine straight, you can always go for another one more block or another cushion. Because I only have two blocks here, so if you have the three blocks, you can in fact actually sit on the block and put one block and the other block underneath, and just stay at this butterfly pose. So another way of practice this butterfly pose, which is you can actually go more in depth into the pose and get the stretch from the posture stand, which is by not just sitting here with the spine erecting up straight, you're going to extending the spine forward to work on if you can, chest touching your feet. Once the chest can touch your feet, there will be no problem to bring your forehead touching the ground. Then this way you will get the more stretch, okay, at the hips region, your inner thighs here. But how to go more in depth into it? You cannot straight away go into this butterfly pose by stretch forward. You need to do some loosening and warming up exercise and some yoga pose to prepare your body before you can go more in depth into the pose. So today we're going to try it out and experience ourselves. Okay? What is the, before we do any warm up and loosening exercise to prepare the body, and after we do it, then we go into the posture, how does it feel like? Okay, so everybody just started, okay, come to this butterfly posture here. I have not done any warm up yet, okay? I have not done any warm up, any stretching yet, okay? So my body is not prepared for this butterfly posture here to go more in depth. So when you come to this posture, it depends on individual flexibility, okay? Your experience when you come to this posture, the feeling is different. You might feel certain tightness at certain part of the leg, or maybe even at the hips there. So you just observe yourself, okay? Be aware where you feel the tension, where you feel the tightness when you come to this butterfly pose. And when extending the spine forward, where you feel the more tensions there, the tightness there. Okay, don't go all the way down, okay? Just try to do it in an effortlessly way. Okay, so if you do it in an effortlessly way, as you extend the spine forward, okay, this is that much, okay, you can go, maybe you can go further. Okay. So if I really want to go further, I need to make the effort already, okay, to really bring my chest go and touch my feet. Okay, some people maybe not even able to bring the chest touch your feet, okay, depend on your flexibility. Okay. So now you just try to observe, okay, where is it, okay. So if I want to do it effortlessly, okay, this, okay, that much, okay, I can go. So I can feel where is the tightness, where is it, okay. I can actually bring my chest all the way down to my feet, okay. But I have to work slowly, okay, with my breath to slowly go down. So now I'm trying to do some loosening and warm up exercise and some yoga posture stretch to prepare the body. Then from there, I go into this posture and experience actually how does it feel like. Okay? Okay, so for this posture, what is important is the hip. Okay? You must try to open up the hip, stretch the hip. Also get the thighs, okay, and the inner thighs here being stretched. Also work on the back. So now everybody just straighten your leg first. Okay, you're going to do some loosening exercise to work on the hip first. Okay, just remember just now how does it feel like, okay, when you're not doing any loosening and warm up exercise yet. Now we start with half butterfly first by pressing right foot on the left thigh. Just work on right knees down. This will help to loosening your right hip joint. Okay. This is a simple loosening exercise on the hips here. Half butterfly. Okay. Just work on the right knees down. A gentle bounce, okay, on the right knee to help to loosen your this right hip joints over here. Okay, now try to rotate the hip joint here. Okay, make a big rounds over here. Try to make one big round. This is also another way to help to loosen your right hip joint. Try to make one big round. Just imagine you are rolling a boat here. Okay, make one big round. All this simple loosening and warm up exercise on the hips, you can do it anytime, okay? If you want to, you can do it every day. In fact, you can even do it while sitting in front of the TV, watching a TV program. Okay, now rotate the other way now. Okay, rotate the other direction. Make a one big round. Feel the rotation at the right hip joint, loosening your right hip joint here. If you need to, you can also do as many rounds as you like. Okay. Okay, now bringing the right foot in the left inner elbow, left hand holding the right leg, right arm go around the right knee, just holding the right legs here with the spine resting up straight. Now try to work on the leg close to the chest and just stay here. Keep the spine straight. So from the side view, you'll be look like this. Okay, just imagine you're like holding a baby like that. Okay, keep the spine straight while you're hugging the leg close towards the chest. Just feel the stretch. You can feel in the stretch, okay, on the thighs. It also help to open up the hips over here. So all this, okay, warm up, losing exercise, simple yoga stretch is actually preparing, okay, preparing the body to go in depth, okay, into the butterfly pose. Just feel the stretch there. Work with your own breath. Work with the breath as a hugging the knee close towards the chest. Okay, slowly release and straighten the legs back. Okay, now same thing for the other leg. This time left foot on the right thighs. Work on the left knee now, losing the left hip joint. Come to this half butterfly. Okay, there's a gentle bounce. You don't have to work it very hard, okay? That's a gentle bounce in a comfortable way. Okay, now rotate the hip joint. Make one big round over here. Feeling the rotation at the left hip joint. Try to make one big round. Just imagine you're rolling a boat here. Okay, now rotate the other direction. Okay, feel the rotation at the left hip joint. Okay, now slowly bringing the left foot in the right inner elbow, right hand holding the left leg, left arm go around the left knee. If you can also cross the finger, holding the left leg, okay? Keep the spine resting up straight. With every exhalation, hugging the leg close towards the chest. Feel the stretch on the thighs, your hips as you hug the leg close towards the chest. Work with the breath with every exhalation. Work on the leg close to the chest. Just feel the stretch here. Work with the breath. Okay, try to keep the spine straight, okay? Or hug the leg close to the chest. Okay, make sure it's work on the leg close towards the chest, not the chest towards the leg. Okay. Okay, slowly release. Okay, bring the legs down. Okay, shake the leg a bit. Relax the leg. Okay, now just try. Okay, come to the butterfly here. Just feel. Okay, be aware. Where is the tightness there? Where is the tightness? Okay, now we go to another yoga pose. It's known as Pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is a very good posture that work on the hips there. Help to release stiffness of the hip, open up the hips. Okay, from here, I come to pigeons. Okay, keep the hips in a line. Extending the spine forward. If you can, work on forwards to the ground. And hold at the pigeons here. Okay, for those who have problem coming to the pigeon pose from the butterfly, okay, maybe you're not flexible enough. You can't do the way what I do just now. You can always come to the all four over here. Then bring the right knee over, right knee forward, right foot over, and from here, stretch your left leg back and come to the pigeon. But stand the spine forward. Okay, there are a few ways to come to the pigeons here. If you can't go by the way the initial part, okay, that I did, okay, maybe you're not flexible enough to do it that way, you can always come from the all four. Okay, just hold at the pigeons here. Try to keep the body weight more towards the left. Will help to keep the left hips down. You try to work on the left hips down to inline the right hips. Okay, there might be people, some still have problem to keep the hips in a line. You might find that this left hip keep lift up, have problem bringing the left hips down. If you have the yoga block, okay, you support your right hips, okay, to help the hips in a line, to help the hips balance. Okay, this way you might find it easy, okay, to keep the hips in a line, to bring the left hips down to align the right hips. Okay, for those who have really have problem, use the block, okay, to help yourself. Okay, just feel the stretch on the hips there. You can feel the stretch on the hips there. Stand the spine forward. This helps to open up the hips here. Release stiffness at the hips regions there. Okay, pigeon's pose is very good. Okay, good for the hips there. Help in the opening. Release the stiffness at the hips. Try to keep the hips in the line. Feel the stretch in the hips there. Okay, now we go for another version of the pigeons. Slowly, you just walk the hands back. Remain the left hips down. How much you can walk back, to feel the stretch on the back there. And try to keep the left hips down. Remain the left hips down. Feel the stretch on the hip. This time you also feel the stretch on the back, with the back extending up. Just hold at the posture here. Feel the stretch. Work with the breath. Okay, make sure the shoulder don't collapse. Okay, don't collapse the shoulders. Keep the chest open, shoulder down, don't collapse the shoulder. Keep the shoulder rounded. Keep the hips in the line. Okay, now again, extend the spine forward again. Go for another deep stretch to the hips here, at the pigeon posture here. Keep the left hips down, then line the right hips there. Keep the body weight more towards the left, help to keep the left hips down. Feel the stretch on the hips. You can also feel the stretch on the right thighs, buttock. Work with the breath. With every exhalation, melt your body into the postures there. Okay, now slowly just walk your hands back. Hand can slowly either come to the all four or back to the butterfly. If you go to the pigeon from the all four, you go back to the all four. Now the other side. Okay, keep the hips in a line. Extend the spine forward. If you can, work on the forehead towards the ground. And hold at the postures there. With the breath. Work with the breath. And keep the body weight more towards the right. Will help to keep the right hips down. Feel the stretch on the hips, the thighs there.
Open up the hips here. Release the stiffness at the hips region here. Just work in the breath. With every exhalation, melt the body into the posture state. Keep the body mix more towards the right, but help to keep the hips in a line. Okay, now we go for another version of the pigeons. Keep the right hips down and slowly walk the hands back. How much you can walk back, and just arch your back. And just hold the posture here. Keep the hips in the line, but keep the right hips down. At the same time, feel the stretch on the back there. Breathe. Okay, this pigeon's posture also help those people with urinary system disorder. Help to keep your urinary system healthy. Okay, keep the shoulder rounded. Okay, don't collapse the shoulders. This version, you also get the back stretch here. Besides work on the hips, your thighs. Okay, now slowly extending the spine forward again. Melt the body in. And feel the stretch on the hips there. Go deeper into the pigeon pose. Okay, slowly walk the hands back and slowly come back to the butterfly here. Okay, for those who come from the all-four, you go back to all-four. Then slowly back to the extended child. Then come back to your butterfly here. Okay, stay in the spine. Now feel what is the difference, okay, before and after. Do you feel the tightness have been reduced? Okay, the tightness that you used to feel at the inner thighs, your hips have been reduced. Then just try it out. Okay, extending the spine forward. Okay, don't push all the way. Just have the feel. You might still feel there's still some tightness. Okay, in the inner thighs, you can't really have to go all the way down without making any effort. Okay, I can go all the way down. Okay, by making with some effort. Okay, you can actually feel some still a bit tightness there. Okay, now we're going to do one more posture here. Okay, lift the right knee up, full spinal twist, bringing the right foot over. Right hand support, extend spine, left arm hugging the right knee. Okay, make sure your whole right foot, okay, is placed comfortably on the ground. If you find that your half of the foot is lifting up and your this right knee have problems standing up comfortably, then you place your right foot in front, okay, instead of over. Those have no problem, then you bring it over. Okay, keep the spine erecting up straight, shoulder in a line. First give a deep inhale. Exhale, twist the body to the right. Feeling twist of the spine, extending the spine up as you twist. Okay, this full spinal twist, besides work on the spine twisting, feeling the squeeze of the abdomen, you also help to squaring your hip. Get the hip square, hip stretch. Also get the thigh stretch here also. You also work on the hips here. Okay, work at the breath. Just with every exhalation, twist. Okay. Feel the squeeze of the abdomen there also. Toning the abdominal organs here. And if we can the spine twist, help the spine flexibles, release back ache here. You can feel the stretch. Okay. With the thighs. Okay, slowly
Now we release. Okay, now the other side. This time left foot over. Left hand support, extending the spine up, right arm hugging the left knee, shoulder in the line. First give a deep inhale, as an exhale, twist the body to the left. Open left chest, feeling twist of the spine. With the expansion of the left chest. Feel the squeeze of the abdomen there. Those abdominal organ here, also help constipation problem. Also good for people with diabetes problem, help to improve the condition. Feel the squeeze abdomen. Okay, so feel the stretch on the thighs. Let's have to square the hips here. Get the spine extending up as you twist. Shoulder in the line. With every exhalation, twist, work with your own breath. Okay, slowly release. Okay, now come back to this full butterfly and feel it again. Do you feel the tightness have been reduced? Now try again. Get the spine standing. As exhale, extending the spine forward. You can work in chest towards the thigh, towards the feet. Okay. Once the chest can touch your feet, there's no problem to bring the forehead touching the ground. Okay, you will find that it's much more easy to go deeper into the posture compared with the initial stage while you're not doing any warm up and stretching postures to prepare the body. Okay, so when finished, slowly inhale back up. Okay, just bring the hands holding the knee and slowly close the knee back. Okay, here's the hand to help to close the knees back. Then you can straighten your legs back and can relax your leg here. Shake a little bit to relax your leg. Okay, so to go deeper into this butterfly pose, just work on some yoga stretch or yoga pose that help to open up the hips there and to get the thighs and inner thighs here, stretch here to slowly warm up the muscles there. After that been done, then it will be easy for you to go more in depth into this butterfly pose. So today I'm actually showing you some simple yoga stretch and yoga postures to help you to get prepared before you go more in depth into the butterfly pose. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for joining this free online yoga class. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And also subscribe to my channel if you have not. Thank you. I shall see you in my next video. Namaste.